say the modern period, and we're jumping ahead very quickly here because this is a condensed overview. By the 18th century, you have the period of the transatlantic slave trade, which, as Mordechai mentioned earlier, one of the great tragedies in terms of human civilization and human capital of the atrocious transatlantic slave trade is that the cultural inheritance of so many Africans was completely lost. Was actually, I shouldn't say lost, it was destroyed in the American context as slaveholders mixed and matched African slaves from all types of regions and languages, and their cultures were hopelessly wiped out by this amalgamation of so many different peoples together. Ultimately, they were left with a vacuum with only a tiny scraps and shreds of a Yoruba heritage or something like that. And this left kind of a vacuum for a new spirituality, which of course was Christian gospel, but the Africans in a very fascinating way found an echo that was especially useful to their condition, which ironically, as we shall see in a moment, really connected them to Jews in many ways more than it may have to connected them to Jews in many ways more than it may have to Christians. Really connected them to Jews in many ways more than it may have.
They teach you the history of slavery? Why? Ask the bloody question. Why are they only teaching you the history of slavery as far back as the 16th and the 17th century? Why are they only going that far back? They don't want you to go farther back than that, because then you'll actually find out the truth. But from the 16th and 17th century, we'll teach you about slavery. You've got to go further back. And you've got to understand and question, why do they do this throughout the whole of America, in all the public schools? Why do they only go back as far as the 16th and the 17th century to talk about slavery? We've got to go further back than that.